We decided that it was about time that the whole deimos companion hunt was explained somewhere on YouTube, as although not a complicated process, it is something at some point everyone will want to do. The VulpaPhyla is after all the best companion in the world of Warframe. It is our intention to show every part of the hunt process along with the companion's gilding, however we need to start with the gear we will be using. For the hunting process we would strongly suggest the use of Avara. For reasons we will explain later. In your gear wheel we will place both the tranquilizer rifle and VulpaPhyla lure. Although this is not strictly necessary, it will help later to make sure what you are hunting will be a VulpaPhyla first time. Every time. If you don't have the lure or the tranq rifle, you can purchase them from Sun and Deimos. We will however imagine that you have these things already. With these items in your gear and Avara selected as your frame, it is time to make it to Deimos. There is no need at all to go to the Necrolysk, just straight into free roaming. Once on the surface it becomes clear why Avara is our frame of choice. Being invisible all the time means we are not disturbing the corrupted life forms. This is important as we will need them later in the hunt. Selecting the lure from your kit wheel will immediately show the starting point of the hunt. Because it is the VulpaPhyla lure, you know what you are moving to is the creature of choice.
Yes, that's what we want. Softly, softly now.
Triggering the initial sign will activate the hunt, starting with clearly marking the footprints you need to follow. This when done whilst invisible means you can focus purely on the tracking, and again, you need any corrupted life to remain undisturbed, as we will need them later. Once the footprints have been followed, the second trigger point is reached and identifies itself as seen here. This is where the sound lure comes in. However, to gain the rare types of VulpaPhyla you should first put down a pheromone. This is also purchased from Sun, and greatly increases the chance of a rare species. Using the lure is simple enough. Initially just point it at the ground and pull your trigger. You will hear a reply, which now gives you the sound trigger to emulate. This is done by moving your lines over the light found in the scale, and then following the pitch change up or down. There is no need to worry about the number of times you try and fail at this, only that you get there in the end. When you hear a reply again, you know you have got it right. Switch to your tranq gun to spot the creature. However, whatever you do, don't shoot it. Only creatures that have been injured by corrupted forms can be tamed and used as companions, so for now we watch. Being that we have not disturbed any life through invisibility, there is a higher chance something will pick on your poor creature if you just remain invisible and watch from a distance. Cut off again, and an important one.
We must bring it in. I'd estimate by its armor plating that it might take a few darts before you can safely secure it.
Bingo. Now that the VulpaPhyla is injured by corrupted, we merely go and pick it up, and your mission is a success. At this point it is worth noting that Sun will sound disappointed as you have failed in his quest. However, this particular creature will now be available to you as a companion.
Let's not tell Father you've got it. He'd only want to peel its armored hide off. Right. They have eluded you. I'm sure it wasn't a particularly fetching specimen anyway.
Frankly, that's the most challenging part of gaining your new pet done. Time to fly back to the Necrolysk and make sure your capture is completed along with the mission. We have decided to keep this part in the video, as just leaving Deimos now without gaining a mission complete would result in you having to go through the whole process again. Not wanting to leave anything to chance, I have decided to visit Sun, not only to show where you will find your new available companion, but explain what you need to do next. In the VulpaPhyla revivification section, you have the opportunity to take your weakened VulpaPhyla and turn it into your companion. However, the animal itself is not enough, as there are 2 other ingredients you will need. The 2 other requirements can be found here, and are in the form of a chosen mutagen and chosen antigen. The blueprints for these can be bought from Sun in exchange for standing points with the family. One of these ingredients determines the polarity of the companion, and the other creates cosmetic changes, mainly in the tail of the companion. Neither are all too important at this point, so you can choose any of these components. Once you have the blueprints, and all the ingredients for them, it is back to your ship to build them. We now know we have our pet ready for us, and all the components required to bring it into being, therefore, it's back to Deimos, and back to Sun to start the revivification process. As before, when we were checking, we had successfully captured a weakened VulpaPhyla. We opened VulpaPhyla revivification, and chose the VulpaPhyla, the mutagen, and the antigen. All being well, we can then hit commit, and we have a new steadfast companion that will literally lay its life down for you when needed. We are however not done. Unfortunately, to be able to improve on this very base model, we will need to gild our new pet. Without doing so, you will be unable to name it, add oricons, or make the best out of this investment. Stay tuned to go through this very simple process. In order to gild your new VulpaPhyla, we need to bring it up to level 30, which is known as max rank. To do this efficiently, you will need to make sure he or she is best equipped with her own mods, as well as a mod for creating damage, and alike. By far the best way I know of leveling up anything, be it Warframe, weapon, or indeed companion, is doing a group mission in Hydron, on Sedna. I am not sure why this works so very well, but I can assure you that if you need to get something up to max rank, this is by far the fastest and best way. Just make sure you are doing this with a group of other in public or with friends. What's handy is there is always squads to join in this mission. With your VulpaPhyla now being at max rank, it's time once again to visit Sun on Deimos. This is necessary as he grants the guild to your companion, which then allows you to mod it and form it like any other companion, pet, frame, or weapon. This is the last stage in the whole process. And not before time, I am sure you agree. You need to open the experimental procedures tab, and you will be faced by 3 boxes. The first box is the one you are looking for, entitled Gild. Unfortunately, to see this part through, you need to possess 10 Sun tokens on top of at least 5,000 standing. If you have this, though, feel free to click on the box, and you will be asked to choose a polarity slot and a name for your new companion. Once this is finalized, your VulpaPhyla will be back to unranked. However, you can now fit oricon generators, change its colors, and of course start forming. It may seem like an awful lot of work to just gain a companion, but the VulpaPhyla is more than worth the effort. And there she is, and named after this YouTube channel no less. Speaking of this channel, if you have found any of this information useful, please consider liking this video or sharing it amongst your friends or clan. I thank you so very much for watching, and good luck in capturing your own steadfast companions.